Oh, good morning. And we're continuing our series on right living in a ruined world. And today I want to talk about love deeply because I see proof every single day that we live in a ruined world. It's not hard to see. It's as simple as the crazy speeding driver weaving around all the cars as I drive home, or the friend who is in the fight of his life against cancer, or the gutter that fell off my house at 4 o'clock in the morning during a rainstorm, or parents grieving over a teenage son who's caught in a haze of drugs and sex, or seeing video of someone spewing racist, hate filled language at another human being. It's a tough time to be alive in a lot of ways. Just some very simple examples, but God chose me to live in this time and this place. And He chose you too. God has a reason and purpose for us to be alive right here and now in this ruined world. And so, who am I called to be, and what am I called to do during this time? Well, 1 Peter 4:7 and 8 says, "The end of all things is near. And above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins." So, in this broken world, God's called me, He's called you to be an instrument of love. And that love is directed, first of all, I think, to the people of God, those around us. And Peter says the same thing in chapter 1, verse 22, about loving each other deeply. And that's not only how we survive, but how we thrive. Love that comforts and encourages and guides and blesses one another. And there's no situation, there's no location, there's no relationship this side of heaven where that kind of love is not required, needed. This isn't, of course, about liking people. It's not about romantic affection. It's more than just niceness. This is a love that springs from the cross of Christ. 1 John 4 says that God's love was expressed in the atoning sacrifice of his son for our sins. And verse 11 says that since God so loved us, we ought to love one another. And that love is a willing sacrifice for the redemptive good of another. So someone right now near you has lost her way. Someone right now near you is feeling alone. Someone near you is overwhelmed. Someone near you is being tempted to step off God's pathway. Someone near you is doubting God's presence and God's love. And God has chosen you to be His ambassador, to incarnate His love, which He spread abroad in your heart, to those around you. There is no better way to live in this ruined world than to love deeply. That's what God has called you to do and to be today. And He's strengthened you to do that by the power of His Spirit. May God bless you in that effort.